I will not return to the Longhouse, Weto, never! And I won't blunt my teeth about it further!
But what are you so stubborn? The Rawatayans do us a great favor and you spit in their faces! What do you need? Not at all, not at all. My sister and I are just having a small disagreement.
It is because you speak like this that I yell at you in the first place! You're beginning to sound like those Rawatayan outlanders, and it shames me to say so.
Ignore her. She has an urchin up her ass about her cousins from the north and can't be persuaded. I should know. I've tried.
Is it so unreasonable to want to protect my culture, our culture, from our greedy neighbors? They arrive in ships laden with goods they believe will please us and think that gives them the right to build their walls on our land. Then, they act surprised when we don't all fall at their feet with cries of gratitude.
Akira, don't encourage her. I will never hear the end.
We are no strangers to the menaces of the Deadfire. Pirates, colonials, Nagati's children. We have bested all of them before. We don't need them or their walls to keep us safe. And we surely don't need their longhouse.
Well, we are no strangers to storms. But last year we suffered many powerful ones in quick succession. And our harvest of Koiki fruit was destroyed. Price share was rationed. Famine loomed. And then the Rawatayans sent ships. Load after load of food, enough to see us to the next harvest. They could have left us to die, but they didn't.
It was only a ploy to make us dependent on them, Akira. We took their food and helping hands, and now we sleep in their buildings and watch the sea from their walls. Another of the Rawatayans' tricks. When our huts were destroyed in the storms, they did not rebuild them like they were as we requested. They built this longhouse instead. Are you not one people? They said. Why do you live divided, each caste apart from the others? They believe they know what's best for us, but how we live is not their business. The Fleet Master says we are weak because we don't work as one. She doesn't see that it's our differences that make the Huana strong. She doesn't want to see it, lest it put the lie to their enterprise here. Under whose banner? Rawatai's? Then we cease to be Huana as surely as if they conquered us.
We have the land and resources Rawatai needs, and they have the military might we lack. We share a common ancestor. Why not create a common culture? Together we would be strong.
I say, if you truly believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I thought. Akira, what a surprise! The Rawatayan's mouthpiece believes he is in the right.
Your support is appreciated, I say. Don't mind my sister. Her heart is in the right place.
Those Raparu dare make such a racket in my longhouse? What were those royal Deadfire fools thinking? I don't need a better house. I need privacy. What do you want? I am Mataru, a warrior. The best quarters are mine by right. And yet I cannot display my most precious possession, my grandmother's warhammer, for fear the Raparu might steal it. It is absurd. They know no better. A Huana soul is not born into the Raparu without reason, after all. Not even the greatest Mataru can stand against a fleet of Rawatayan warships.
Oh, hello. Come to watch me tie rugs, have you?
Asaru here's been teaching me.
What say, traveler?
It is as you say, but I have always admired the beautiful rugs Asaru makes.
And Nadunga can fix anything. Is it not reasonable we should learn from each other?
Akira, especially if we must suffer Waturi together.
Just so.
It's not so bad, excepting the nights Waturi gets into the palm wine.
Akira, but that man does snore loud enough to call down the rains. There is hardly any space to tie my rugs, to be certain, and I haven't had a moment to myself in weeks.
But there are also new friends to be made. Ah, it's not a skill one learns in an afternoon, but should you wish to spend many months here in this longhouse, you're welcome.
I say, we have the room, so long as you do not mind sleeping like so many scrolls stuffed in a shelf.
Carry the winds with you, traveler.
Your every step fouls the ground. Why do you pollute this sacred place? The Rawatayan invaders trespassed upon our sacred ground and ignored our overtures. The fault for this conflict lies not with us.
Why should we believe you are any different? Eloquent though your words may be, they will build no peace between us and the invaders. They or we must leave this island, and we shall not be moved.
What fun are calm seas?
Only a fool sets sail and doesn't expect to weather a storm or two, trespasser. Decide now. Will you protect this place? Are you with us? I knew you were a charlatan. Kill him!
No doubt the druids plot their next attack even as we speak. Excellent. You are as dependable as I've been told to expect. Now we can begin logging in earnest. Regarding your reward, we seized a cache of weapons from a gang of pirates we caught sniffing about Sayuka. Of course, we only use regulation weaponry here, so I'd appreciate it if you'd take these off my hands before one of my engineers does something foolish with them.
Funny seeing you here, Captain. Especially since we've tracked Romaro to this very rock. Ain't trying to steal the bounty, are you? Funny. I'd have thought a watcher would have had better instincts than siding with a known traitor. Fuck it. We'll deal with you first, then go have a little chatsy with Romaro. No quarter, lads and lasses!
You be boring a hole in me with them eyes, Cap. I'd offer an obol for your thoughts, but, I prefer not to make deals I ain't got no intention to keep. I'd be fine, actually. Strange though it be. Not sure there'd be much to say, Captain. Oh, Cap, didn't feel at all good. Right brilliant you are. Sorry about that. Weren't fair to you. Be appreciating the sentiment, I suppose. That and more beside. I'm sure Romaro made it quick and painless, the soft old sort. And despite it all, Cap, I'll be right glad to be serving with you.
decree of the Queen that was and the will of the Steel Garrote, you will meet justice. Kneel, Oswald, and be tried for your crimes.
Wait! I can pay you. I can make you all rich. Just let me go.
Your bribes fall on deaf ears. You intrude on the deliberations of the Court of Woodica, outsider. Choose your next actions carefully, lest the Queen that was turn her gaze to you as well.
Oh, thank the gods, please! Get me out of here! They're mad! They're all mad! They mean to put me on trial for oath-breaking, of all things. They say I betrayed the Idiran Empire, but I haven't been back there in over 100 years.
Be silent, or I will make you so. State your purpose now, or die with him. Explain. Ah, the Watcher of Cadnua graces our presence. Your deeds are well known to this court. Those that attempt to lie to me find I am not easily fooled. Tell me, Watcher, how many of these souls do you claim were innocent? Even should you speak truthfully, you must see the wisdom of these proceedings. Imagine the greater good achieved by dispensing the reckoning this filth deserves. Would you prefer these monsters walk free at the expense of the truly innocent?
And who holds them accountable for serving the greater good? Who ensures they do not become the same as those they hunt? Theos also believed he was an authority unto himself, and he wielded that authority to the detriment of many, many people.
You have no authority in the court of Woodica. Only the Queen that was holds sway here. I pray your soul learns from your mistakes on its next turn about the wheel.
I owe you a debt too large to repay, stranger. How did you ever find me all the way out here? Did Inalis send you? That tenacious little wretch. I owe her my thanks. And a drink. Several drinks. And a fair bit of money, too. Those Steel Garrote zealots have been after me for decades. Good riddance. Ah, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. Unfortunate business mishap. You know how it is, I'm sure?
Lesson to be learned here. A copper stolen be safer than a copper borrowed.
You did risk life and limb for me, it's true. And make no mistake, I am grateful. Really, really grateful. Believe me, I would give you something if I could. Well, that's not entirely true, is it? I have this old ring. It's the last possession of any value I own. Here, take it for your trouble. You have a ship, don't you? Of course you do. How else would you have gotten to this benighted island? Let me join your crew. After what you did for me, well, I suppose you have the right to hear the truth of things. The whole truth, rather. You remember that the Deerwood was once a colony of Adir, yes? Well, I was one of the first colonists to set foot on that benighted continent. When it became evident the Deerwood intended to revolt, I took their side in the War of Defiance against the country of my birth. I'm sure you'll be astounded to learn the powers that be in Adir didn't much like that. The Steel Garrote's been after me for my grave transgression ever since. Admirable, perhaps. Foolhardy, almost certainly. Had I really the right of things, I wouldn't have gone to the Deerwood in the first place. But I appreciate your kind words all the same. Those steel garrote hounds are relentless. But it should be a couple of years before they find me again, thanks to you. At least, I hope as much. It's no secret I'm an old man. Now, I might not be able to hoist a mainsail any longer, but I've picked up a thing or two about navigation in my decades of traveling. And I don't care much for coin, I can tell you that. An extra ration of rum here and there, and I'll be perfectly contented. Thank you, my friend. I owe you a debt twice over.
Up! Up! It's coming!
I'm sorry.
Apretta, inside!
You pushed her!
Merle, she came after me.
Is that blood? What have you done?
I found him like this. Why is your blade drawn?
Careful, Watcher. That thing's got a nasty hex on it. Confusion feels like.
I thought I was taller. That is not a good way to go.
You do not belong here. We are the dead.
We're talking to a lost soul? Hold on, before you say any more, look into the light of my lantern.
Maybe you're dead. I do not see Tangaloa's mouth or Sirono's doors anywhere.
My storm wreathes Pococahara. Ngati's fist drags valiant ships to the deep. If you come to stop this, you have already failed. Ngati holds our souls in this swamp, cut off from the sea. The flow of essence stops here.
And rots, apparently.
What do you mean, rots? Souls are going bad cut off from the cycle? My lantern looks fine and healthy, though.
I don't claim to understand it, girl. I'm a miner, not a mystic.
The cistern overflows into the world of the living, stirring the sea and skies with the fury of the goddess, bringing storms. The gods laugh at machines, I say. Nothing built of kith hands can wrest away their will. No souls travel through here. The Adra screams. Ngati grins, showing her fangs. This is where Valian scheming ends. Ngati's servant holds the dam closed to flood the living world with her vengeance.
Don't look at me. You report to your fish goddess, and I report to Sangreta Mea Compressa.
I am the storm of my people. Adra is the staff I wave to churn Ngati's kingdom.
Compensating, are we?
You will not laugh when I scatter your soul to the breeze.
Madiko, to arrive at the far side of death and find this babbling brook.
The Valians will not overrun us while I have the strength to repel them. I know they cannot. I am the spear they can hurl at the outsiders. Pirates and slavers drove my tribe from our old roots and havens. Now, the Valians do the same with paper. They come to pull Adra from the earth and mill it like grain.
Pocom Plankenet. You have your story and I have mine.
There is nothing more to say. Here at the end, outsider lies are a dull edge. Coin is their only language, I say. Reason and compassion are bitter to their tongues. This is where all things stop. No one leaves, I say.
Akossi, let's not be hasty. Some of us still have bodies out there. You don't plan on staying here, Ak? Why not let us tag along and see if we can reunite with our... what we left behind? You're not lying, are you? You've all served your captain with distinction. But I think this is where we part ways. Dismissed.